paradise where everyone is riding on a satellite, sending signals, praying for miracles. We should have seen this coming. Hear me out, because I'm only gonna say this one more time. Hear me out, and open your eyes and take a look at all the signs. You think I'm crazy, but I'm not the only one. Call me crazy. I've been thinking maybe we are not alone. Call me crazy. I've been thinking lately it's been the same way all along.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome into a very, very special edition of the BCP Shameless Promo, brought to you by our sponsors over at Funkenstein Wrestling Superstore, located in Englishtown, New Jersey. They're open Saturdays and Sundays at the Englishtown Flea Market from 8 to 3 p.m. You can catch them at FunkensteinWrestlingSuperstore.com, shop online, or at their eBay store. Heather and Dan, thank you so much for sponsoring the BCP. All the love to you guys. And right now, we have to welcome into the show. He is a former IWA Breakthrough Champion. He is a former IWA Lightweight Champion ahead of his match against Tahir James to possibly win back that Breakthrough Championship at IWA. Presents Anarchy Rules February 18th, 2023. It is sold out. It's going to be a great show at the Nutley Nut House in Nutley, New Jersey. Please welcome back to the show our good friend, Mr. Brandon Downey. Brandon, thanks for a few minutes, man. How are you, bro?
I'm good. Thank you for having me back on. I enjoyed it last time. It was a lot of fun.
Dude, yeah, of course, man. And I appreciate your hustle so much. And Brandon, we were talking at the super camp. We were trying to, get our schedules to line up, man. And it was great. You're a night owl, so you stayed up late to make this happen, dude. Thank you so much. Thank you for your patience with us, man.
Of course,
but
man.
we love watching your career. We love calling your matches, man. And I mentioned the word hunger already because you're so hungry. I see you at so many promotions, man, whether you're just supporting, helping, running gear to the back, man. You want it. You're paying your dues, man. You are everywhere, man. Is that kind of your philosophy? Because I know a lot of these people early in their career, they do, and especially a lot of you creative pro guys, like you really put in the miles, you put in the work, you're setting up the ring, you're tearing things down, you're helping in any way you can. And it's really paid off for you, man. Is that kind of your philosophy? Just kind of sacrifice everything and putting your all into this?
Yeah, that's how that's what the advice that Donovan and LSG and all them give us. I'm trying to catch up for lost time because I've been at this for 4 years, and personally I didn't take it seriously as I should. This is always what I dreamt of, but I never took that step. And I'll be honest, I didn't take that step to go forward and go out to these companies. So now, knowing what I know, I'm trying to make up for lost time. And honestly, it's probably the best thing I could have done, because I know a lot of the guys at most of the companies I go to, and that wouldn't have happened without going to help out. And I just enjoy just take a step back. Yes, I'm running gimmicks, I'm helping out, set up the ring, take down the ring, but I'm still enjoying the show as both a wrestler and as a fan. And that's something I absolutely enjoy, being able to take that step back. I'm at my job, I'm doing my job, but I'm still enjoying wrestling.
I love that answer, because it's you see it a lot of times, a couple years in, or you do it for a while and you sacrifice a lot and you're at everything. You see people get burnt out. Even early in, you see people get burnt out, man. It's so cool to see you have the hunger and the passion for it still. And now you're putting in the miles, you're putting in the work, but now you're getting those championship opportunities again, man. And it's so cool to see. Very well deserved. And it's good to see the fan support that you have, and just the support from your family, man. I love seeing your mom at shows. She has been so supportive of you at shows, even though Takeover was very disrespectful to her. And I don't like that. We'll talk about those guys in a little bit. They're always trouble, or formerly Takeover, I should say. But what does it mean to you have that support from your family, particularly your mom, who has just been amazing?
It means a lot to me, honestly. My friends, well, what's the easiest way? They like to be assholes.
Yeah.
When it comes to me in the ring, they always, especially my brothers, because when I get in the ring, it's basically what happens to me in the ring is what they imagine they wish they could have done to me as a child.
Wow.
Like straight up, my oldest brother, he's said that to me so many times. That's why he enjoys coming to the shows and watching me get my ass beat, because it reminds him of what he wanted to do to me when I was growing up.
Wow. I'm not sure how to take that, but mom's was great.
Yeah. But that's all. But again, that's also older brothers for you. That's older siblings in general. But my mom, she's always supported this. Like, even when I was in the 4th grade and I started to get into wrestling, it wasn't around like 5th or 6th that I said I wanted to do this. But she believed in me, and she provided an opportunity for me. She's like, I think only my friends know this, but when I was about 12 years old, my mom actually looked into buying a wrestling ring to put in the backyard.
Wow.
And it's because of her looking that up, she found those youth clinics in Nutley. So, and she's brought me there, and I was there for up until the school closed.
Wow.
So her support, like, she's honestly the best mom I could have ever asked for. Aww. Like, because most parents, they see it, like, when you say something at like a very young age, they think it's a childish dream.
Yeah.
My mom didn't see that. She saw, like, as time went on, all I cared about was wrestling. And I still do. I just added comics and music and all that stuff on top of it, but it's always been wrestling, and she's always supported that.
I love that, and that's half the battle right there. And shout out Mama Downey. I mean, she's super over as it is right now. She's probably got 8x10. She's signing just like you, man. But that's what it's all about, man. It's good to hear, and a lot of great products coming out of that Nutley, New Jersey area as well, man. So that's great, and you're killing it, man. What does it mean to you to work with the likes of these creative pro trainers? You got the LSGs, you got the Dan Moffs, the Pat Buck, Sean Donovan. What's it like training? Because you mentioned the names off air, like who you're training with directly, Bobby Hayward, so many great names, man. What does it mean to you to train not under just like Mario Baccara as well, not just 2 or 3 people, but you have this all-star team training you, man? What's that like for you?
It means a lot, because it's because everybody has a different perspective of like certain things, and it's always good to get the knowledge and advice from guys who have been in this 10, 15, 20 plus years and really take in everything. Like, all the advice that they have given me always has helped me with both in ring wise, but also out of the ring wise, like helping out at shows and like being prepared to just either run gimmicks, or maybe an opportunity will open and you'll get a spot by helping out at a show, like stuff like that. Mm-hmm. And that stuff I wouldn't have known if I didn't get the advice I did, like, if that makes sense. Like, in the perspective that they've put it, it's always been helpful for me. And like, I am extremely thankful for all of them. Like, I honestly couldn't say thank you enough for them.
Yeah, that's amazing. And we see so many great and success stories coming out of Creative Pro, man. That's good. And you're killing it so early in your career, man. And I got to ask you this one, because I think everyone's seen your hustle and your heart and your hard work. And everyone, I mean, even today, a couple of people I was talking to, I was like, yeah, I got Downey on tonight. Good kid. Everyone, good kid. Yeah, good kid, man. And then PJ, I had him on. he brings you up. I'm like, he's a good kid, man. I like this kid. He's a good kid. And he goes, no, he's not. He's a piece of bleep kid. And I'm just, come on, man. Like, what this beat? First of all, Takeover is pretty much done, or TJ said it's done for now. But these guys, man, they've been in your way. Is PJ? He's just, I don't know. I think he likes to pick on you, man.
All right. So first of all, I saw that, and what he said was that I never helped take down the ring.
Uh-oh.
When it comes to the Nut House, I am running around the building making sure all the chairs get set up because the venue itself hosts events. The Knights of Columbus hosts events.
Mm-hmm.
And I know Stan, who's one of the knights at the Knights of Columbus.
Mm-hmm.
And I make sure that building is clean for him. Like if you stay there, if you stay after the show for maybe like a good 30-40 minutes, I am running around directing traffic saying, okay, we need these chairs go back, but these amount of chairs stay. Like, because I'm making sure like everything is cleaned up. So maybe at IWA I don't help out with the ring as much as I should, but I'm also cleaning up the entire building.
I think PJ's just trying to ruffle your feathers, man. Do you think he takes you lightly? I think he takes you a little lightly.
Well, him and Takeover at the time, they all did.
Yeah.
But guess what?
Beat Bougie.
I beat Bougie for the breakthrough title. And here's a fun fact. I posted this on Facebook. If you go back and watch every single match I've had with Takeover, the score is 3-3. But those three losses come from someone interfering.
I was gonna say, I guarantee you those losses are because they get involved in each other's. I'm kind of like Takeover made a lot of noise. They were great. I really am appreciative of what they've done and how they did it on their own. Like I give them that credit. But at IWA, they were interfering in every single match, man. So sorry, I'm getting a little hot.
You're good. You're good. How do you think I felt being in that situation?
I'm supposed to be impartial commentary. I'll be there calling the matches on the 18th. Anthony Blackwell and the very handsome Peter DeLong on the call. Shout those guys out. It's gonna be a great show, guys. Again, February 18th at the Nutley Nut House. Anarchy Rules IWA. Brandon, my friend, you will be challenging Tahir James, and one of you will walk out with that breakthrough championship. You've held it in the past. How you feeling going into this one? Because I haven't been there for a while. I'm not going to lie. I haven't been there for a while. I'm coming back. Last time I was there, Tahir was not the same Tahir he was. He's kind of rolling with some different people. I haven't really seen much since then. How you feeling going into this one?
Excited and also nervous.
Mm-hmm.
Because me and Tahir have had a match before. We had it back in 2021. It was IWA Supremacy. And that was for the unification of his breakthrough title and my light heavyweight title. And it was a great match. I didn't come up to victory.
Yeah.
But as I said in my promo that I posted, it's been 2 years, almost 2 years. I'm 2 years faster. I'm 2 years stronger. But most importantly, I'm 2 years smarter. I've watched that match back too many times to try and figure out where it went wrong, what mistakes I made. Because, yes, I went in a little too confident because I was the champion, as a champion should be.
Yeah.
But Tahir came in underestimating me. And I nearly got the win that night. But he did. And I've always talked to him after the shows. I'm like, dude, I've always thanked him for that because it was because especially very early on, a year and a half in, it was probably my best match at that time.
Wow.
In my personal opinion.
Mm-hmm.
I may have had better matches, but overall, the fact that I've gone back and rewatched that match so many times, it's definitely one of my personal favorites. But now things are different. Tahir's doing whatever he is doing. He wants to call himself the grave digger. Again, underestimating me. But I'm not going to let that stop me.
Yeah.
I don't care. Because, again, takeover. I had to deal with 3-4 guys. He's going to bring ministry, whatever ink they are. I don't know if it's minister, mystical, sinister minister. I don't know.
Yeah.
They're going to bring those guys. He's going to bring those guys to the ring. But I have a game plan. Because that's the thing. Underestimation is the biggest flaw for Tahir James. Incredible athlete. Definitely. A great person. Before the Ministry Inc. stuff, he was a great person. Love talking to him. Me and him have always talked about having a rematch because the match was that damn good. But this Tahir, I don't know. I've reached out to him a few times like, yo, what's going on with you? What the hell is this thing? And you know what? February 18th, not only do I walk out the Breakthrough Champion again and stick it to PJ for trying to take away my spot at the top of IWA, but I'm going to try to get my friend back. Like, I get it.
Wow.
I get it. Losing does a lot to someone. But I've lost a lot too, both in the ring, outside the ring. But I'm not doing what he's doing. I've lost a lot inside that ring. I've let it get to me. But I've always kept my head up. I've always kept fighting. So if I can snap some sense into Tahir on February 18th, thank God I'd be able to get my friend back.
Wow. Powerful stuff, man. I'm getting emotional over here. Like, very, very well said. You know, we do a lot of these podcasts and a lot of the guys come on and, you know, I'm going to beat him. I'm going to be stronger. I'm going to be faster. I'm going to be the better man. And a part of you, yeah, like you're going to do everything you can to win this match. And I love that. It's important. First of all, be careful, man. Like, he's not the same to hear, but like, please be careful and smart. I know you will, but you say you have a game plan. I trust that, man. Good luck to you. But it's very interesting to me. You were like, oh, I'm just going to beat him and take him down and he won't live to fight another day, blah, blah. You were just like, no, I want my friend back. And I think that's cool, man. I could tell there's a lot of heart there, man. And that's what it's all about, man. Very well said. I love that. That's a soundbite right there, bro. But I got to ask you this, Brandon, for people who don't know Brandon, who are watching the podcast here, checking out some new wrestlers, you know, we have so many gimmicks in this business. We have, you know, like the evil doctor wrestler and the monster wrestler and the, you know, all this stuff we were talking about earlier, man. I feel like you almost kind of answered this question already. Who is Brandon Downey? I personally, and I'm not trying to lead you here, I feel like he is just someone who people kind of underestimate. I feel like people underestimate you. I feel like you have someone who's just overcome so much. And like you just said, you keep fighting. Tell everyone, who is Brandon Downey?
Brandon Downey is someone who was always overlooked. I'm not going to say the typical, last to pick in dodgeball, but it was a kid who wanted to be a wrestler who was always the one overlooked, the one who was bullied, the one who was made fun of, not just for being a wrestling fan, but for being different, for dealing with ADHD, for dealing with Asperger's, someone who was picked on for being different. And that is what drove me to keep doing this, to prove everybody wrong. So every time I get in the ring, not only is it to prove that this is what I deserve, this is what I love, and this is what I'm going to do with my life, but it's also sticking it to the people who never believed in me.
Wow. That's amazing. I love to hear that, Brandon. And I'm just talking to you now. Since the last time I talked to you, I can see how much you have grown, man, and that's so cool to see. You're absolutely killing it, man. I have all the faith in the world for you. But you talk about loving wrestling at an early age. You talk about having that passion for it. Who inside, I don't know if you keep up with the current products and stuff like that. I think last time we talked about like who you watched or who you were into, like who inspires you? Are there any wrestlers, maybe even on the independents? Are there wrestlers on national brand or independents that really inspire you?
Honestly, just anybody who makes it is an inspiration because 90% of wrestlers, because there are the ones that are like college athletes that weren't professional wrestlers, but the indie guys, same position as me. They had to start at training schools. They had to work their way up. They had to work for everything they got just to get signed. Those are my inspirations because those are the guys I'm following in the footsteps of. Because that's my goal. I want to get to that same spot that they're in right now.
Yeah, and no doubt in my mind, you will, Brandon. Very, very well said. I want to talk about some of this other stuff that you're involved with. Tell us a little bit about, I believe, what is it? SSW. Is it the Grab It Gauntlet match? Correct me if I'm wrong. SSW, fairly new. Correct me if I'm wrong. Around here, we have Rocket versus Daniel Alexander versus Charlie Bonifer versus Brandon Downey versus Jaden Staley. Say it right, or you get in trouble. Versus Robbie Illuminati. Now reading the description of this match, I believe that this is a number one contendership shot for, is it the Zero Limits Championship? Correct me if I'm wrong.
No limits.
No limits. I'm sorry.
Yes. No, it's okay.
It's zero gravity, but no limits. Yes. But yeah, I mean, you got 1/6 chance of winning this thing. How you feeling going into this one, man?
Feeling confident because I said it in a video that hasn't been uploaded yet.
Okay.
I'm not at SSW to play second fiddle to these 5 guys. But I'm also not going to play second fiddle to anybody else on the card. I'm going into this match against 4 good competitors and Jaden Staley. And I am going to walk out the winner. And whether the champion is Jay Evans or whenever, if it's a cash in whenever you want, if it's Jay Evans or someone beats Jay Evans, I'm going to walk out the champion. And no one is going to stop me because this is what I want. And I'm not going to just sit aside and let Jaden Staley become SSW No Limits champion.
Yeah, I'm okay with it. That's very fair. Yeah, I don't know if I want that either because he'd be talking about it all the time. We wouldn't hear the end of it. Brandon, I want to ask you this one, man, because I see you saying I'm going to walk out with this championship. I'm going to walk with that championship. We see a lot of the gold collecting here in the Northeast Independents. Is that a goal of yours to capture as much gold as you can? I feel like from talking to you, I feel like heavyweight gold is very important to you. Or is it to have maybe a long-term feud? You've had these feuds with Takeover and stuff like that, but like a little bit of storytelling, long-term feud with somebody, or all of the above.
I wouldn't say I want to collect all the gold. If I feel like I deserve it, if I really feel like I've earned my spot there, I'm going to feel like I deserve it. For SSW, might be getting a little bit ahead of myself. Maybe. Because I'm still brand new there. I had my match with Jaden at the last show, and now I'm in this. And this is big stakes for a second match in the company. But the fact that they put me into this match says something. That they believe in me. They see something in me that I could be a contender for their no limits championship.
Yeah. I see it, man. And again, just from talking to you last time, I can see how much you've grown, and I can see I keep saying the word hunger, man. It's definitely there, and you're all over as many places as you can be. And guys, book Brandon. He's great in the ring, man, but his just heart and desire is great. And Brandon, I got to ask you this one. We talk about Creator Pro, some of the great training you've had there, but you get to be a part of something called what is it, Shotgun Thursdays?
Yes.
Over there. Now, have they fed you? I know that's just a feeding grounds for Vargas. Have they fed you to Vargas yet? Or
First match.
yeah, I figured.
That was my first ever match.
How did that go?
It was pretty good.
Really?
For my first match.
Oh, like that was your first match there, or first match ever was Vargas?
First match ever.
I want to hear this story.
That wasn't like a battle royal. That was like straight up first ever singles match. Vargas carried me through the whole match. I'll say that straight up. Like, he carried me through the whole match. He made me look like a star.
Wow.
And I am very thankful for that.
I am although he threw me on the moon, I am very very, very thankful for Vargas. Yeah. That's amazing. But yeah, walk me through. I was totally making a joke about them feeding you to Vargas, but that was your very first match. Tell us like what the I want to hear the story. I'm a huge fan of Vargas, obviously, and he just great dude. His other half, the monster, I'm very scared of. He terrifies me, and I'm still trapped on the moon somewhere. But but yeah, tell us about like the nerves and working with him, man. That's so cool. I was totally making a joke. That's great.
So the match itself, like, yes, I lost.
Yeah.
But I got to show my fire and my heart for this, and Vargas helped exponentially. Like, he carried me through the whole match. And honestly, I don't know how, like, you could look the match up. It's on WrestlePro's YouTube channel.
I'm probably going to do it after this.
You can look it up. It's on their YouTube channel. But I honestly don't know how I would be if that wasn't my first match.
Wow.
Because it was so easy, because it's a simple dynamic, big guy, small guy. And Vargas helped make that match what it was. And it's been, the rest is history, and I am so thankful for that.
Wow, that's what it's all about. Now, how long have you been doing this again, Brandon? I know we talked last time.
About 4 years. 4 years in July since my first July first in-ring match.
Wow.
It's been 4 years since I went to WrestlePro and started training.
So what do you think when you see these guys like off the top of my head, like Anthony out there, man? He's getting fed to Vargas and all that stuff, man. Do you ever pull him aside and say anything? Or you just kind of let him experience it for himself? Not to say you're a veteran by any means, but you kind of know what he's going through. He's being fed to Vargas.
Sometimes you need to learn.
You need to swim in the deep end. You're just sitting back and laughing like, I've been there, bro.
I've been there. But you know what? Anthony is another one who has a lot of potential and has a lot of heart. And he called out Vargas for Brooklyn with no fear.
I don't know, man.
Like, it takes balls to do that. It takes
I'll give
heart.
him that.
I would never do it.
No.
Like,
Vargas hits hard. I can vouch for that.
So can I.
Yeah. You certainly can more than I. But it's so cool to see a lot of you Creator Pro products going very, very far, and you'll continue to do so. But Brandon, I always like to ask this woman. I got to ask you this, man. As you're continuing to grow here in the Northeast, who on the independents would you like to face off with? Can you give me a couple names that you have not faced off with yet? Have you fought PJ one-on-one first of all?
Yeah, that was main event of the very first episode of IWA Intensity.
Okay, see, I was out of the loop for the couple months, so that's good. PJ, did PJ cheat? Did Takeover get involved?
There's a reason why the record's not 4-2.
Yeah, that's say no more. But who would you like to face that you haven't faced yet here in the independents?
Robert Martyr.
Good wrestler.
He's really good. Like I met him at Garden State
Good promotion. Yeah.
Yeah, really good promotion. And I met him, and I thought, and he's just a great guy outside the ring. And watching him wrestle in the ring, amazing talent, like an amazing talent.
Yeah.
Another one would probably be Marcus Mathers.
Oh, I'd be here for that. Kid's good, Brandon. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
Kid's real good. The intangibles, the little things. He's good. He's got it. He's got it.
He's really damn good. Me and him have had a few conversations like outside the ring, and I've told him like, dude, we got to get in the ring. Like that'd be so much fun just to try like different styles.
Yeah,
Especially like because he's more high flying. Me, I don't really do high flying all that much. Like I'll throw in crossbody or a flying line, but I don't do the stuff he does. So I feel like that's a great like a different comparison in styles to work with.
I think that'd be great. What about one of your mentors, man? Or is it because you train with them all the time? You wouldn't want to. I feel like, the student has become the master kind of a thing, Jedi master thing.
I would love to face Bobby Wayward, LSG, Pat, Mario, and Moth.
Wow. You sure about that? Some of these guys hit pretty hard.
I know they do. I've been chopped by Moth.
Touche. Oh man, and you're still here to tell the tale, man. Touche, Brandon. The cool thing, and I always say this on the podcast, I love about the independents here in the Northeast or the independents at large. We see a lot of these TV names come onto the independents, whether it's Pro Wrestling Magic, Garden State, a lot of these promotions. We see BCW bring in Marina. A lot of these AEW talents, specifically, particularly Impact talent, are coming onto the independents quite frequently. It's very, very cool to see. Who would you want to face?
This is another one of my trainers who got left off the list by my complete. I don't know how I missed him. Anthony Bowens.
Good guy, really good guy.
Yeah, all one of the sweetest guys.
Yes,
I've
100%.
ever met. And then when he got signed back in 2020 or no 2020. Yeah, 2020.
2020, yeah.
I get it mixed up with 2021 and 2020 for some.
2020 was a weird year, yeah.
Yeah. But when he got signed, I'm like, absolutely deserved it. And same with Caster too. Caster is another one I would love to get in the ring with.
Oh man, that'd be awesome. What's it like for you to see like not even your peers, but your trainers and friends getting that call? What was it like for you? Is that inspiring?
It's inspiring, and it's also surreal. Because if you told me at 12 years old, when I first got into like started doing those youth clinics, if you told me you're going to be trained by 6, 7, maybe even 8 of the best professional wrestlers on the East Coast,
yeah,
I would have called you nuts. And if you had said that one of them would get signed to ROH, one of them works with ROH at the time, LSG was working with ROH, and one would get signed to this brand new company. You don't know the guys yet. Wait a few years and you'll see like these epic matches in a company called New Japan Pro Wrestling and then these guys leave for AEW and one of your coaches joins them. I would have said, get the hell out of my face. That is not going to be my life. Like, it's so surreal that, like, I think about it sometimes when I'm at these shows, and it's a big star that I met when I was younger. It's like, this really is my life. Like, and honestly, I couldn't ask for a better one.
That's amazing, Brandon. And I do want to ask you this one before we get out of here, man. And dude, thank you for opening up, man. I feel like just I keep saying this, but how much you've grown since the last time we've talked to you, man. I could see your hunger, your desire, your passion for this, man. Even when you're talking about Tahir, you're just like, I want my friend back, man. That's so amazing. Very inspiring. I'm really excited to call that match, Brandon. But I want to ask you, I asked you before, like, what are the goals for Brandon Downey? The contract, we get that a lot. I know you do want to make it, but I'm going to ask the short-term goals here on the independents. Is it the I asked PJ this too. Is it the PWI 500? Is it like the AEW Darks? Is it the extra work? Is it that big feud? Is it fighting the big names here on the indies? Because I know you want the contract, and I know you want the dream. But before all that, what are like 2023 goals? Because I'm sure you can certainly keep proving people wrong and obtaining all your dreams.
For 2023, just to wrestle. I want to get out there more. I want to get to like Pro Wrestling Magic. I want to get on more Invictus shows. I want to get on Garden State. And I want to work more of these guys that I'm always seeing in the ring. And I'm always thinking like they are absolutely great talent. But another short-term goal, after I win the breakthrough title, it's time for redemption.
Really?
And that is taking the IWA Heavyweight Championship off of PJ Savage.
Whoa.
Because if you go back and watch that match, I nearly had him. I'm not going to make excuses like, if faceless ones weren't there, I would have won. I'm not going to make the excuse because I already know that. I'm not making the excuse. I know for a fact I could have beaten PJ. But now, learning from my mistake, I know PJ's weaknesses. He may be good, but everybody that's good in the ring has a weakness. And PJ, it's an ego.
Wow.
He wants to be he says he's the big guy. He's the main event star. Maybe it's time that someone who actually cares about the company, someone who has worked his ass off for nearly 4 years for IWA, who put the company on his back, takes the top spot as IWA Heavyweight Champion.
Wow. Love that, Brandon. And I'm going to go on record saying this, man. I think right now I'm looking at a future IWA heavyweight champion right here. And we'll see how that plays out, Brandon. Stay humble, stay smart, man. I can see how much you've grown in such a short time. I'm looking forward to calling your match on February 18th. Anarchy Rules, IWA. Guys, get your tickets now at the Nutley Nut House, February 18th. Brandon, thank you so much for making the time. But before we get out of here, we are certainly all about the shameless promo. Tell everyone where they can follow you on social media. And also tell a lot of these promoters and stuff where they can book Brandon Downey.
So you can follow me on Instagram and Twitter. My Twitter got updated from the last time I was on the show at DowneyMan15 on both Instagram and Twitter. For bookings, you can DM me on Twitter or Instagram. But my email is downeyman15@gmail.com. To get the merchandise, Pro Wrestling Tees Store, BD17. I got a few designs. I got a few ideas in my head that I gotta start getting the layout for. But I have my Kill Shot parody, Bring Your Best Shot shirt. I have my main logo right here. I have a variant of this one as well. I have Real Names, No Gimmicks, which is Obi Trice, and I love that design so much. But yeah, that's pretty much it. I want to say this.
Please.
Shout out, because I want to shout out my friend, because I forgot to do it last time when you were talking about like artists that I want to have walk me down at Mania.
Yes.
My best friend is a up and coming artist in New Jersey called Izzy the Artist. Check him out. He has a new project in the works. I've already heard it. It's pretty damn good. Me and my best friend, we've been on this journey honestly together. We both came up from similar situations where no one believed in us, and here we are still. So I wanted to give him that little shout out real quick.
Hey, maybe he can play you to the ring sometime, man. You never know.
I've asked him to make me a theme song. He said he would do it. And he hasn't done it.
Gotta get it going, man. We got this guy's going to be winning a championship hopefully in a couple of weeks, man. But Brandon, dude, thank you so much for making the time, man. It's so cool to see your evolution so far. I'm looking forward to seeing you, shaking your hand on the 18th, maybe in the picture with you if you're wearing that gold at the end of the night. And I know things are certainly looking up for Brandon Downey.
Oh, I'm going to be wearing the gold. I'm going to.
He's feeling good.
Thank you. Absolutely. Thank you for having me. It's been a pleasure. And I can't wait to get back on some other time. But hopefully next time I have a championship around my shoulder.
At least one. That's it, Brandon. Thank you for making
all I need is one.
That's it. This is it. Things are certainly looking up for our good friend, Mr. Brandon Downey. We'll see you February 18th, IWA Anarchy Rules at the Nutley Nut House, February 18th. And Brandon, thank you for the time. And guys, like we always say here on the BCP, everyone stay safe, stay positive, take care of each other. We out.